Hello everyone, BHV here, otherwise known as SPC Whiteside 0810. We are here for the... Why is this still up? What the heck? There we go. Alright. Let's try that again. Greetings everyone, SPC Whiteside 0810 here, broadcasting from the BHV studio. Same guy, you know.
Sterling, Illinois.
So we're here for episode number 12 on a nice Sunday afternoon. It's cleared up considerably, and it is now sunny outside. But now the sun's going behind a cloud. I jinxed it. And now it's exiting out of the cloud, so I didn't jinx it. So, let's meet the other weather geeks in the chat. Top down as usual.
Hello, I'm Jake, and I'm eating food.
Can't do that.
Well, too bad, I am.
Oh, Mason, and I'll have a bite. And I'll have a bite. Okay, I'll have a bad mic later. By the way,
Did you say bad or better? I couldn't tell.
bad.
Frick. Why will you have a bad mic?
Oh, you know, from yesterday.
What do you mean from yesterday? Oh. Because you destroyed the mic?
Yeah.
Because you kept blowing into it.
Yeah. Then it makes a sound.
Easy.
Yeah, you wrecked that microphone.
And I'll do it again.
Don't wreck it.
Yes, I will.
Mason?
What?
Banned. Out of here.
No.
Okay, anyways. Jake is probably most likely to get out of here, so...
Why me?
Okay, segment 1. If I scroll up a little bit, before we get there, quick announcement. The Roblox Alliance Stock Car Association Cup Series is giving us the opportunity to sponsor the race at Darlington Raceway, and we are sponsoring the Whiteside Weather Center 500, which I believe is the last race of the regular season before the All-Star race and the playoffs. So we'll tell you what day the race is on as soon as we find out, and we will market it like crazy. Okay, let's get to the main segment. The insane overnight severe storm sequence.
Shameless Promo.
I'm pretty sure Jake was asleep, and I was asleep too. I think Mason was the only one out of us three, short crew today, that was up during all of this.
This morning's storms?
No, the 23rd's overnight morning storms.
Yeah, that was last night.
Wrong.
Yeah, today's the 24th, and you said the 20th.
The 23rd had 2 rounds of storms, idiot.
Okay.
The first round was overnight, and the second round busted.
I'll say my story. So, around the storms last night, of course, which was expected, when I got put under a severe thunderstorm this morning, surprisingly, Jake was still awake.
Yes, I woke up from a nap.
So
I am still awake, by the way.
So me and him were voice chatting during the thunderstorm. And I caught at least... how many alerts did I catch this morning?
Well, I remember you caught an SVA expansion.
Yeah, I caught 5 EAS alerts this morning.
I was thinking about the day before, because that was the round that we did not see coming.
Oh, okay. Never mind. So
you can finish your current story, then we can get to the other one.
So the 23rd's morning storms, me, Jake, and Gavin were all in a voice chat.
Mm-hmm.
And so was Gray. And we were all just having fun. I was playing my game. And then all of a sudden, me and Gavin get a notification saying severe thunderstorm warning for McHenry County. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I was expecting that. until I saw that I was in it, and I was like, why am I in it? So then I looked on the radar, and the storm literally just grew. And it had half-dollar-sized hail on it, so I was like, oh, you've got to be joking. So I had to turn off my computer so that it doesn't break again if it had a power surge. And let's just say I had Pete a dime-sized hail fall down here.
He reported it to NWS Chicago.
Yes, I
I
did.
was asleep. Because what time was it issued? Do you remember?
It was issued around like midnight.
Yeah, I was asleep. I didn't wake up till like 5 in the morning, and I still managed 8 catches out of it. So he got that. I don't know how many alerts were issued before I woke up, but the first one that I caught was a severe warning for me. I don't remember if it was 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Let me have a look.
I think it was.
Give me a minute to have a look.
You shall get... Okay, your minute's up.
60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail in my storm.
This
It was approaching from the west. There were a lot of warnings. I woke up to finding out that my radio was flashing red. My recom was flashing red. It wasn't on, but it still activates with the flashing light if you disable alerts, which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
I did the same thing to mine this morning, and a marine warning got issued.
Marine!
Marine!
The National Weather Service has issued a special marine warning for. But yeah.
Jake.
Your backyard.
How can I get a marine warning? My backyard is solid land!
It don't matter.
How? I don't... Well, maybe in those horrible SMW polygons you showed us the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, anyways, as I was saying, that happened. If I can pull up the EAS alerts issued that day, I'm going to go to DVN IEM bot. Because I was mainly tracking DVN, as usual, because that's my office.
I got a camera. I'll catch you guys in 4K.
Okay, so the watch was issued at 4 in the morning. SVA 487 was issued at 4 in the morning. It was for, out of DVN, it was for Carroll, Stevenson, and Whiteside. And then the first warning comes in for Carroll and Whiteside. It was just to the north of Sterling. And then there was apparently another one. Hang on, hold the phone. That's wrong. There was one issued for... They actually issued a couple of them before that. Let me scroll up. Let me figure it out. Okay. SPS, and the first SVR was actually for Cedar, Jones, and Lynn at 2 in the morning.
Hey, I'm gonna join on my computer, so I'll be right back.
Okay. Then at 2:31 in the morning, it was another one for Delaware, Dubuque, Jackson, and Jones. At 2:31. And if I scroll down
Tyler
again,
joined.
there's a...
Never mind, he left.
He'll come back. And then the next severe warning is for Carroll, Joe Davies, Dubuque, and Jackson. That was at 3:13 a.m. And if I scroll down again, the next one was for Carroll, Joe Davies, Stevenson, Clinton, and Jackson. So it was another one pretty much for the same counties. So then there's another one for Clinton County in Iowa. That was the SPS. And then SVA 487 comes out at 4 in the morning. 4:05 a.m., Carroll and Whiteside severe warning. That was not the one I caught. Then they issued another one for Rock Island, Whiteside, Clinton, and Scott. That was for the western half of the county. It felt like everything that was under an SPS became an SVR, because then Henry County got one at 5:10 in the morning. And then a strong thunderstorm will impact portions of Whiteside, southwestern Carroll, and northwestern Bureau counties. That was for 55-mile-an-hour winds. And then, what do you know, 8 minutes later, severe warning for Sterling. And I caught that. It was DVN.
Good morning, USA. I'm sorry.
They issued another one for Bureau County, and I think that was the last one they would put out. Yep, that was it. Because they didn't put anything out in the evening event, I'll tell you that much. Mason will come back eventually. We'll wait on him, and then we'll continue.
Mhm.
Oh, jeez. What happened here? Oh, a spin. Who spun? Austin Spindrick. Because he spins on his own.
Spin! Sorry.
But yeah, we'll just wait on Mason. He'll come back.
In other news, crispy bread.
Jake, you were asleep, I think, for both of the events.
I think I woke up at around 6:30. I think
On which day?
on the Saturday event.
Okay. But yeah, Saturdays, I woke up at 5 and then severe warning for me, so that was insane.
But at that time, I didn't have a radio.
Well, I
don't know why.
did. I have 6 of them. Although I only had 2 of them on.
Because you're at home, you wazzock.
I mean, I only had 2 of them on. Because with my HH, I put tape over the speaker, which I know you're not supposed to do that, but I put tape over the speaker. Speaking of the HH, holy cow, but this rubber is beginning to wear a lot. Like, I've had this thing for almost not even 2 years, and the rubber is already wearing a lot. And I had my recon at the lowest setting possible. I'm going to go over DVN's story for the last night's event. So Benton, Buchanan, and Lynn was the first SVR on that one. And then SVA 496 was already out. Then Delaware County was put under another severe thunderstorm warning. And then another one for Delaware, Jones, and Lynn. That was at 12:06 a.m. Then another one was issued at 12:26 for Carroll, Joe Davies, Delaware, Dubuque, Jackson, Jones, and Lynn. That's a big severe warning. Like, bigger than Texas. No, I'm kidding. It's not bigger than Texas, but it is a big warning. And then SVA 497 is put out, and it includes Carroll, Joe Davies, and Stevenson. It did not include Whiteside. One of them went considerable. That was the one for 8,000 freaking counties. That's still considerable. Carroll, Joe Davies, and Stevenson and Jackson are put under a warning. Then another one was issued for Carroll, Joe Davies. Carroll was under like 800 warnings. And eventually everything just kind of dissipated and died. Nothing reached Whiteside as to be expected, but there were a few SPSs issued.
Mm.
That's how that is. We're waiting on Mason to come back. I'm going to tell him to hustle.
Well, just spam ping him.
Should we take an intermission and wait till he comes back?
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a wait, what?
At this point, you just should build a halftime.
Halftime right now? We haven't even reached the second segment.
I am back with my terrible mic.
All right, Mason. I just told DVN's story. Do you mind telling lots?
From what?
From both overnight events.
From both overnight events. Okay.
That mic actually isn't terrible.
Alright, so the first overnight event, there were some storms popping up around the area. One of them had a supercell structure in Chicago that prompted a marine warning and a special weather statement for the city. And then we look to the north. There are severe thunderstorms popping up southern Winnebago, like near Rockford, and then those move off to the area, and then as it reaches Belvedere, it prompts a weather statement, and then as the storm increased in size as it moved into Marengo, a severe thunderstorm warning got issued for McHenry County for a half-dollar size hail. So I walk out there, and it's just a bunch of hail falling, and then that storm continued to progress. So another severe thunderstorm warning got issued for Lake County for the hail, and then a flash flood warning got issued.
Flash warning.
No, and then a flash flood warning got issued for
the eastern end of Lake County.
Yeah.
And that was a considerable FFW.
Yeah, and then it prompted a river flood warning too.
That was an aerial flood warning. What?
No?
There was an aerial flood warning that replaced the flash flood warning at around 11 o'clock.
Yeah, and then there was a river flood warning.
Just about everybody was under a severe warning. All of the Whiteside Weather Center crew was under a severe warning not last night, 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
I was under one. Mason, you were under one. Tyler was under one. Jakey, I think you were under one. Gavin was under one. Is there really anything else about the first event, Mason?
Yeah, I'm trying to find more details about it. I want to see if I can get a radar loop.
Imagine Zach doesn't have a radar.
Okay, Mason's gonna see if he can bring up a radar loop, and we'll put it on the screen.
Enjoy your life. Sorry, that came out. That was necessary.
What is going on?
Yeah, Jake.
I got hydration.
What?
Holy crap, it's dark in my room.
Hurry up and find a radar loop.
I'm trying to.
So while he pulls up a radar loop, I just want to let y'all... I'm going to go ahead and make a quick discussion about the supposed enhanced risk. That was not... Something went wrong. Like, I don't know what happened. The storms are supposed to track southeast into far northern Illinois, like a line north of Joe Davies and to Lake County. Like, I thought it would brush those counties, and areas to the south would probably get something strong. That did not come close! Like, I don't know what happened, but it was such a weird line. Like, it was moving east, then northeast, east again, southeast, east, southeast. I don't know what was wrong with it, but that line was literally a raging bull of line of thunderstorms. Like, why?
Alright, I have the radar loop.
Okay, see if you can screen share.
I am.
Sorry.
What he said?
really sorry.
He's probably playing a game right now, or he's eating.
I think he just screamed money.
Okay.
Hey,
Is it cropped?
I'm figuring it out right now. I'm gonna crop this and put it on the screen.
where's this book?
It is rather pixelated, but I'll make it work. Ah! Go back. There we go. Folks, this is gonna take a while. Oh my god, that is so pixelated. I don't know what happened. This This is pretty much going to highlight our entire forecast zone. Alright, you can see it now on the screen. Mason, play the radar loop.
Okay, so here was about 10:30, and then here's the supercell in Chicago around 11:10 p.m. Central Time that prompted an SMW. There it is. And then, you see this storm?
Yeah.
Around Boone County?
Mm-hmm.
That's where stuff hits the fan.
It
grows in size, and it prompts a severe thunderstorm warning for McHenry.
Yes, it does.
And then it moves off towards Lake County. There's 2 new marine warnings.
One by Lot,
Moves
one by
off into
MKX.
Lake County, and then another storm hits me.
And a Green Bay severe or special marine warning up there. There's the
And then
flash
there's
flood
a
warning.
flood advisory,
Or
and
the
then
flood
there's
advisory, yeah.
and then there's a severe warning,
DVN getting in on the action.
and then there's the flash flood warning right there.
What the heck? I'm not looking at the stream. Hold on, stop. For some reason, the thing just went black. Hold on. Still black. Let me try disconnecting and reconnecting. Hold on, folks. We are experiencing some technical difficulties.
Glory to China.
Folks, we are experiencing some technical difficulties. Jake, whatever you're doing, please stop it. It's getting distracting.
Sorry.
Okay, I think we've got it back. There we go. We're
Is
back.
it good?
We're back in business.
Okay. Alrighty, so as I was continuing, there's the flood advisory,
And
then there's the severe warning.
I am terribly sorry. I'm just pouring water into my cup.
You can mute your mic.
So,
But
There's
So
a
then-
Grand Rapids marine warning up there.
and then there's the FFW from McHenry and Lake.
Some more
and then,
severe warnings are getting issued. There's the
and then
watch.
there's there's the severe thunderstorm watch.
And then one for Whiteside. Then another one for Whiteside. They've issued a lot of severe warnings.
And then there's a severe warning for Chicago. Woo!
And then,
And then
that
this
was the
one-
one I caught. The one out west.
Yeah.
That's the first one I caught.
And then the storm over here decided to intensify to prompt a severe warning for
For me.
Zach. And then there's the tornado warning.
Tornado warning.
And then another one got issued, and then another.
Severe watch. That one was for Gavin.
Yes. And then another watch right over there.
Yep, that one was for the supposed line of super strong storms, and I believe this line continued to move east into into Columbus and Pittsburgh, and then this line here, or go back slightly. There's the severe warning for I think it was DeKalb, Kane, and Kendall. There's another one for DeKalb, Kane, and Kendall.
Yeah.
I
And then
caught that one
as
too.
and then as it progresses, a marine warning gets issued, and then
A marine
believe that's
warning
a
for
flood
nothing.
advisory.
Look at this. Look, a marine warning for nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing
and then
moves over that area.
and then here's a
SBA 491. Those storms
And
progress to the east.
and then more
Fart.
strong storms develop in central Illinois. That one prompted a tornado warning. You can see down there. And then here's the main line of storms that prompted a tornado warning near La Crosse.
We're on to the tornado warning for far southeast Minnesota. Now, what we expected is, there's the next SVA. And then it was expanded?
Yeah, I guess. And then here's the main line of storms for southern Wisconsin. It actually tries to
Move south.
form a line, and then
By
there's
that
the one
time,
for
it had
Walworth
already
County.
passed.
Yeah, and then it didn't do anything. And then
Tornado
while
warning.
SAC went away, there was a tornado warning for Dodge County, and yeah, more severe warnings, more stuff like that, and then a severe thunderstorm watch, and then another severe thunderstorm watch gets issued around 12:45 a.m. And then around 12:50 it expanded into McHenry County and near all of the state line. But who got excluded?
Me! And Jake.
Why me?
And
You were
then,
excluded in the watch. You weren't in this new watch.
okay, so here's the main line of storms, and then one gets issued for
Milwaukee.
yeah, and then here's one for Winnebago, Boone, and McHenry. It was for me, and then that watch gets expanded into Lake County, Illinois.
And eventually they're put under a big warning.
Yeah,
McHenry and
but
Lake.
that really didn't do a lot of stuff.
Then another line of strong storms moves through northern Illinois. That doesn't do anything.
Right.
I think that's just about all we have to go. Oh wait, didn't they issue a marine warning? Yep.
Yeah, they did. And then that little thing appears.
Why does that look like an equal sign? That totally looks like an equal sign.
Yep, there's the marine warning.
The National Weather Service has issued a marine warning for. And then there's a flood
Then there's
advisory.
yeah.
And that's it. Everything just moves off to the east. Mrs.
Yeah.
Mrs.
And then
Gavin.
around the morning,
I'm sorry.
That was it.
and then around the morning, spotty showers. That kind of, I think that was a cold front.
Might have been. And that's about it. That's about all we got.
That is about it.
Yeah, that's just about all we have to say about that. We'll move on to segment 2 with, if I close out of this, our second segment is Fake Storms and Lot Fools Us. So, we were eyeing July 19th. That's a severe weather day. This is the first half of the segment. This should be a pretty short one, because we're already 35 minutes in. Which happens every time. Fake storms. Now, here's what happened. Mason's muted. I don't know why. We had
I'm eating.
severe potential. For day 4, there was a 15% severe risk over much of Wisconsin into northern Illinois. If I can find it. It was for much of Wisconsin into northern Illinois. And I think also included like western Michigan or something, the peninsula as well, into Minnesota and Iowa. So pretty big 15%. But then, turns out, we get under a marginal. And then the slights pushed to the north up to the Wisconsin-Illinois border. But then by the day 2, it shrunk even further, pushing it even further and further away. And then by the day 1, it's all the way up in northern Wisconsin. Not even close. We weren't even in a thunderstorm risk. That really fell apart.
Yeah.
I don't know where Mason's at.
I'm eating.
So you can still talk during the show if you want to. So that's pretty much what happened there. And then Lot fools us. L-O-T Chicago fools us. So what happened? It was July 21st. I'm just chilling at home, and then all of a sudden I see in the group chat gusty thunderstorms could move through, and I'm like, huh? Where did this come from? Keep in mind we were under a thunderstorm that day, a general thunderstorm. And then what happened was a marginal risk got issued. I got excluded, of course. I don't know what happened there. Everyone else was in it, but nothing happened. There wasn't any thunder or anything. And I'm getting a call from my brother. Give me 1 second. Hey, I'm in the middle of my show right now. see. Okay, I'm back.
No.
Mason, why'd you do that? So anyways, we were talking about the the July 19th bus and the July 21st surprise. I don't know what happened there, but that's just about all we got. Oh God, what's Lot doing this time? Oh, they probably updated the day one. Yeah, they updated the day one. There's still the day one enhanced for Western and Upstate New York. Nice. I want to be up in New York right now. Catch some warnings there. Yeah, anyways.
Or you could try to get an alert out of Pittsburgh.
Moving on. I think that's just about all we've got for the first half of the show. I think we're going to go and take halftime and then come back here shortly.
It's time for Shameless Promo.
Not today, Jake. Like our show? Want to learn more about us? Be sure to follow our Instagram, Twitter, and Discord. On Instagram, we mainly post graphics regarding weather information and severe weather warnings for our forecast zone. On Twitter, we essentially do the same thing, except that is where we also keep the public informed about show airings and postponements as well. Discord is essentially our home base. Not only do we talk about weather on there, we post the warnings, update status, we forecast weather, and we also talk about other things such as sports, photography, and music. We highly suggest you join the Discord server as well as follow us on Twitter and Instagram for the latest weather information. Now, back to the show. Back. Mason, enough, seriously. We just came back from halftime. You missed all of segment 2.
All right.
Segment 3. I want to see if I can get some good stories out of our experiences with weather. I have a couple of them, but I'm gonna go last. I figured this would be an interesting one. Do y'all have some stories about experiences with weather off the top of your head?
I think I remember once.
All right, tell the story.
So back when I was living in Hammond, Indiana, I forgot what year was it, but I think there was a specific place that we had to go somewhere, and we had a TV in our bedroom. Hold on, I'm sorry about that, but there's this one instance that I saw up the oh my god, I'm sorry, but anyways,
figure it out.
Okay. But like I was saying, there's this one instance that the EAS popped up on the TV.
Okay.
I think I forget what county was it, but
you don't have to remember what county it was.
But this was such a long time ago, but I forgot. But there was okay, so I think it was during the morning, but I remember like seeing like dark clouds outside, and I think it was a tornado warning. Yeah.
You don't usually see the TV go off for severe warnings. It's usually just tornadoes, unless it's AT&T.
But yeah. And then once we left the house and got on the interstate, like like somewhere in freaking near Tinley Park, I saw like a funnel, like an actual funnel cloud, or just an actual tornado on the ground. But
Wow.
I don't remember it, but I somehow has that vision in my memory. And it was just baffling, to say the least.
Is that all you got, or?
Yeah. Oh wait. One other time, I think it was in 2013, I think, I was, when I moved out and moved to somewhere in Dixmoor, the ghetto place.
Speaking of, they can't stop getting boil water hazards.
Yeah. But, I think I was in, you know, it was during the night and the power went out. We were outside. Me and my brother were just in the car. And then, no, yeah, we were listening to the radio. And then it came up with a tornado warning.
Oh, of course.
And then the sirens went off.
Ooh.
Yeah. Needless to say, I was shitting my pants. Oh, God.
Excuse me. Hey. I'd like to apologize for that. Now we go back to Jake. Jake, is that all?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Mason, you got anything?
Yeah, so it was last year,
Okay, so recent.
August 10th.
Oh, of course. That day.
Yeah. And I'm just go yeah, I was
Oh my
on a
God.
live stream.
He duffed up.
Yeah. I was on a live stream and then there was an SVR for me. So I go to my friend's house and then it starts pouring before I get there because there were some cells developing ahead of the line. So I get there and another SVR gets issued. My two of my radios go off and a shelf cloud moves on through and before right as the shelf cloud went right over us, damaging winds started happening.
Oh, no.
And let's just say there were about 4 branches in the road before it started raining.
4 of them?
Yeah, some of them were pretty big.
Weren't they like 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts or whatever? Or was that the next
Yeah.
day? That was the next day, I think, too.
No?
But there were 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts the next day in that storm. But that's a discussion for a whole other day.
Right.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting day. Wasn't necessarily history repeating itself, but it was pretty close.
Imagine if it happens again this year.
Don't call it!
Imagine.
Okay.
Imagine to Rachel.
Is that all you... Is that it, Mason?
Yes.
Okay. I know one story. We were driving home from somewhere. I don't know where we were driving home from. This is when I lived in Northeast Illinois. But what happened was we were on the road. We were somewhere near Belvedere. And all of a sudden, we drive into this thunderstorm, presumably a severe storm. And it's just raining. And I'm like, what's happening? And my dad's like, it's raining really, really, really hard. And I'm like, thanks, Captain Obvious. No, I wasn't like that. But yeah, it was raining pretty hard. And I was honestly concerned. I was like, what's going on? I didn't know whether we were under a warning or not, but we were just driving straight through that super heavy rain. I mean, who knows? It might have just been a regular thunderstorm with just some really heavy rain. But it was raining really hard. Also, I want to tell another story. I have a few of them, actually. It's March 28th, 2020. We're about to have our family movie night. I don't remember what movie we were watching. I'm going to see if I can think and remember what it was. What was it? Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but all I know is that while we were waiting to start our movie, we had AMC TV on. It was playing Rocky IV, I think. And then all of a sudden, around 9 o'clock, blue screen EAS tornado warning. And I'm like, what? At first, I thought it was a blue screen of death because, you know, the blue screen. I wasn't used to seeing the blue screen EAS. Then all of a sudden, it's this, I hear the EAS headers, and I'm like, wait. And And so I listened, and my brother is being annoying. I'm trying to listen. After it's just the National Weather Service station, he's like, nobody cares. And I'm like, you got people listening to this or like that. Depend on it!
You said who cares?
No, I didn't. It was my brother saying nobody cares.
Oh.
Idiot. Maybe listen.
Hey.
Maybe actually listen.
Do you want me to curse on the show again?
No, I don't want you to do that. You'll probably curse at the next EAS.
No, I won't.
Next. Remember, there is a next. But yeah, that happened. I'm trying to think. Didn't I have another one? I had another one on my head before we started, but now I forgot it. Yeah, I can't think of it. But I'm going to continue with the story I was just telling. And what happened was, the warning gets issued. We're like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? So what happened is, my dad had us take shelter in the dining room with a window. And I was like, you moron. And we moved the living room TV into the little opening between the living room and the dining room. We all watched the movie there until the tornado warning was canceled. And we went back into the den to watch the rest of the movie. I don't remember what it was, but it's that. That's the end of that? Alright. Head to the last one. I think we're done with that segment.
Yes, we are.
Okay, segment 4. I don't know if y'all will be super interested in this one. Which weather radio kickstarted the S.A.M.E era? For those of you at home who don't know, S.A.M.E means Specific Area Message Encoding. You guys probably know this.
Yes.
Yeah, what Specific Area Message Encoding does is when an alert is issued, it is the 3 headers that you hear at the beginning of an alert. Now, I'm about to play them on here. Nah, never mind. I'm not going to do that. But it's the 3 screeching tones that you hear at the beginning of the alert.
You might hear in your radio, like when you're on the move.
I'm not going to play them on here because I don't want to cause any panic and make people think that there's a tornado warning or there's an emergency at Byron Generating Station or something. But those beeps actually contain important information on where the alert needs to be transmitted to, how long it is, what the alert is. And yeah, that's why. That's what that is. If you're wondering, it's not something to get your attention. That's the beep afterwards. The same headers contain important information on what the alert is, how long it lasts, and where it needs to be transmitted to. And it's important for NOAA Weather Radio because it has technology that can detect these things. And it's through the codes. There are 6 number codes for each county. In fact, let me give an example. Whiteside County is 017195. And those numbers are programmed into the radios. And so if they read a S.A.M.E header with that specific number, it'll go off. So that's what that is. So which radio do we think kickstarted the S.A.M.E era in NOAA Weather Radio? Like this. I think it was the WR100.
I think it was in Midland.
It was Midland? I think it was the WR100 by Midland, because what was going on is that 1050 hertz activation was starting to become outdated. By 2000 and 2001, they made the 100, which had same technology that we all know today.
Much older radio models, I think, the WX1. No wait, I think it was in the 2000s.
That has same technology.
Yeah.
But older radios like the 74210 from Midland, and if I can think of others.
From the 1990s, we just used the olden days was just used the 1050 hertz.
Exactly. Like the old emergency broadcast system, I don't think it had S.A.M.E. That was before the AES was introduced in 1997, I think. 1998. It was around when S.A.M.E technology became popular with weather radio, and now it's the start of every EAS alert that we know today. And I believe the WR100 was what helps that, because again, older models like the 74200 and 74210 from Midland, the 12-2s, the 12-247s from Radio Shack. Those all use 1050 hertz. And even modern radios today, like the Midland ER50, that uses 1050 hertz. That was introduced last year. Midland, get with the program.
Mate, Midland, stop going on about in the 1900s. We're in the
1900s, they weren't
now.
even around then.
I don't care.
Next. Move on.
Fine.
That's what happened there. Yeah, I definitely think the 100 is what started this trend of 1050 hertz. Not 1050 hertz, same activated radios, and now that's how we know it today. There are some radios, like the Eton Zone Guard, that has both same activation and 1050 hertz activation. So I guess if it misses the same headers, because it's a really crappy signal, it can pick up the 1050 hertz and activate anyway, and I think that's a good feature. Anything else for this segment?
No.
Guys?
What?
Anything else for this segment?
No.
No.
Alright. So, that's the end of our show. Any closing thoughts?
I got one.
If I have good basic tests, how much mistakes I wrote with the test?
So while they're both server muted, I'm going to give a nice, peaceful goodbye. I'm joking. Let's unmute them.
How dare you?
Server muted, both of you. Okay, you know what? You're done.
Okay.
Mason, you're done for today. So anyways, if you guys like the show, hit the like button. I know we were horrible today. Short crew, that's usually what happens when we're short-staffed. If you want to see more, subscribe. Mason's gone. Share with your friends. It's one way to spread the word. Hit the bell so you don't miss out. And for Jake and Mason, I'm Zach. And until we meet again, so long.
Get out of here.
What? Come on now. Thank you for listening to Whiteside Weather Center. Tune in next Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time.